Reaper, level 3 upgrade. The Stampede 4x4 is an awesome RC, but there is one universal complaint about it, and that is the body just sits too darn high. If you can see, the chassis hangs fairly low below it, which looks really bad. But once you take out the body and look, the reason why it's like that are these body posts are just so darn tall. Now, someone thought of it a long time ago. I'm not exactly sure who. I would like to say jet lag, but I don't know if he got it from somebody. But anyways, this battery tie down post, if you get 4 of those and replace them with these towers, you can see just how much lower it lowers the body. So that's all you have to do. For this upgrade, I'm going to be removing all 4 of the posts. There's a screw on the bottom. Undo that screw. Stick the battery post right through the top and then use a 3mm nut to hold it in place. And that's it. As you can see, I went ahead and already installed one, and there's just a couple of things I should go ahead and tell you. If you can't reach the screw that's on the bottom of the post, you can undo these 2 screws and the body mount will come off. Same thing goes up front, same setup. Now the other thing is you'll notice that there's these 2 little pegs that stick out from the body mount. Well, what those do is it holds the body post in position when you're screwing in the screws so they don't rotate. However, when you put these in, they're going to get in the way. So the only thing I did was I just tightened it and it pretty much smashed it down. So it's really not that big of a problem. And yeah, I'll go ahead and show you exactly how to do this. Just once you get that screw undone, pull off the body post, then you're going to get this battery post, put that in there. Then you're going to get this nut and screw it onto the bottom. Once you tighten it as much as you can by hand, you're going to get a pair of needle nose pliers. You're going to hold the nut in place on the bottom, and then you're going to get the 4-way socket wrench Traxxas provides with you and tighten it down all the way. It doesn't matter which direction it points in once you tighten it all the way down, because once it is down all the way, all you have to do is rotate it until it points forward. And that's it. It's a really simple, easy little modification. If you want some added protection, go ahead and use some body washers. Here's before, and here is after. Now there's only one little thing I should go ahead and mention. The stock body fits on there perfectly. And the whole front matches up much better in my opinion. But with some bodies, you'll see that the camber link will rub up against it. You can easily just trim the body back a little bit. The shocks never seem to really interfere with it. It's just that camber link, and that's only with some bodies. So there's one last thing I want to go ahead and do before I end this upgrade, and that is install an 11-tooth pinion gear. Right now I have a 19-tooth pinion gear in there, and that is a really big pinion gear for this RC. That causes the motor and ESC to run really hot. It's great for speed runs and on-road driving, but I want to start driving off-road. This will give me plenty of power and plenty of speed, but it won't cause the motor and ESC to work so hard. So I did flip the pinion gear around in my last upgrade video, but I didn't really show me installing it. So I'll go ahead and do that with this video. First step is I'm going to remove the transmission box cover by undoing this screw right here. Once that screw is out of the way, you can go ahead and pop out the transmission gear cover and undo this motor mount screw. Once that screw's out of place, you can go ahead and just turn the motor up and pull it out. And ta-da! There it is. Now the pinion gear is held on to the shaft of the motor with one grub screw. Go ahead and undo that. Once you undo that grub screw, you can pull off the old one and put the new one on. And now that the new pinion gear is on there, it's probably a good idea to use some Loctite on there just to make sure that the grub screw doesn't come undone. We can go ahead and reinstall it. On the bottom of the motor mount plate, you'll see this C-groove. That C-groove goes straight onto that screw. So just go ahead and put that on there, and then you can slide it down and into place. And now you can go ahead and reinstall the motor mount screw. However, you're not going to tighten it down all the way. So you're going to tighten that screw almost all the way down. You still want the motor to be able just to move. Then you're going to get a piece of paper and you're going to feed it in between the pinion and the spur gear and make sure that they're close as possible. Then you can go ahead and tighten that screw down the rest of the way. And the last step is just reattaching the transmission cover, which is held in with that one screw. And now I am finally done. And that was Reaper's level 3 upgrade.